Dear everybody, welcome to the BeeGuard podcast, where we traveling around in Europe and meet people. Today we are at the Eurobee conference, which is, by the way, a very nice conference, very exciting talks, and we are sitting in beautiful Tallinn. And right now I meet you, Gerardo Bogo, from the university in Bologna. That's the easy way for me.
CREA.
Yeah, from CREA. You're right. The Research Center for Agriculture and Environment, Bologna.
Hi, Flavio.
Hi. And what we want to talk about today is actually your work package, which is the work package 8. And what does it mean? We're talking about the wild insects, wild bees and the honeybees, and could we say competition? And we need to put light on that. So your work package is actually very important. Tell us about your work package.
Okay. The work package is on the competition about between honeybees and wild pollinators.
Yes.
Because it's an hot topic in these years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of researchers are studying this, and it's causing a lot of alarming in beekeepers and ecologists, because we don't have an agreement about the reality or the degree of the presence of this competition.
Exactly.
We found a lot of studies that say that there is the competition, so honeybees are bad for the ecosystem, for wild pollinators.
Exactly.
But also there are other articles that say that there is not this competition, or maybe there is, but only in some cases, in some ecosystems, in some countries. So we want to study if this competition is a real thing.
It's
or
a fact.
not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because for beekeepers, I think it's a big issue.
And it really creates big frustration and on both sides, so to say. And I don't want us to be on different sides. I want all of us to be nature lover, biodiversity lovers, and we should merge our energy instead of kind of competing against each other. Yeah, please continue.
And so, what to say? We will start in the next month with this work package.
Yes.
So until now, I can tell you my idea and the idea that we discussed with the group, and that the competition, probably there is this kind of competition, but it's normal, it's biological, because they share the same environment, the same niche, the same food resources. But this competition is present also among wild pollinators, not only between honeybees.
It's not the honeybee only.
And also between different honeybees and different hives, different apiaries. So to understand the degree of this competition, it's great also for beekeepers. And I think that the conclusion could be that we only have to use brain, because if we are in agro-ecosystem, we will focus on agro-ecosystem, because the weaker ecosystem, where bees and pollinators are facing with a lot of threats, with pesticides, with agricultural practice, lack of food resources, and so on. And we can put 1,000 of hives, because obviously the food resources are few, but using the brain also the beekeeper can understand that its honey yield would not be so good if they put too many hives in the ecosystem. And if you are in a natural park, a natural ecosystem, you have to consider that. And so I think that using the brain is quite the solution.
So you could say kind of a good practice how to put up your bee colonies. Yeah, and in my country, beekeepers are actually talking about 12 to 15 colonies. If you put more in there, you're not, let's say if you're putting 30 colonies in there, you're not doubling your honey yield.
Yes, sure.
So it's also in between beekeepers well known that you can kind of overdo it.
Yeah, also we want to include a study on the carrying capacity of the environment, because obviously it's linked, the density you can put of honeybees is linked to the carrying capacity of the ecosystem where you are. So maybe agriculture is not so good, you have to put few hives, but in a semi-natural environment you can put more. And we will have several approaches. We have 5 different tasks actually, and one is field work. We will monitoring the abundance, diversity of wild pollinators and bees, honeybees, on a gradient of honeybee density, and we will monitor not only wild bees but also the other wild pollinators, butterfly, moth, coleopters, wasps, syrphid, overflies, bumblebee flies. So we want to know if the high density of honeybees decrease the diversity of the others, and also how the spillover of pathogen occurs, how and if the pathogen will be transmitted from honeybees to wild pollinators, and we will study also the pathogen on the flower, because basically the flower is the place where they become in contact.
They meet
over on the flower to forage, and this is the one we will perform it in several countries.
Exactly.
From Argentina.
Exactly, Argentina. Very exciting that we kind of got them into the team.
Yes, we have Argentinian team from the north of Patagonia, from Bariloche, and we choose this because we love a lot the work of this team, but also because honeybees are not native in South America, in America, in South America, particularly. So we can study the difference between Europe, where honeybees are native, and a place where they have been introduced.
And we have to say that team is kind of out in nowhere in Argentina, aren't they? They are very far away, distant, in very natural nature and environment.
Big natural park, so it's easier also to find a site where honeybees are not present, already present, so maybe we can study the before and after the hive introduced. So they can help us a lot with this, but we will also do the same thing in Italy, Malta, Greece, Poland, and UK will help with pathogen analysis, and I hope I don't forget anyone.
No.
In the case, I apologize for this. And this is the first. In the second task, we will perform some computer analysis using historical data. It's like the same objective of the first task, but we will use only historical data on wild pollinator diversity and abundance, and high apiaries density in Italy, probably in Poland, in another region of Europe, always in country of
because you have a very good database on the placement of all the apiaries.
Yes, we hope we can use that, and there are a lot of facilities in internet in the web where they collect all the data about abundance and diversity of wild pollinators. So we can try to correlate the two things and see if there is a trend. After that, we will go in lab to study the pathogen effect, because until now there are a lot of studies that detected honeybee pathogen on wild pollinators, but there are very, very few studies that analyze the effect of this pathogen. So probably we don't know if they only carried out this pathogen or they are dangerous. So we will try to understand the effect of the most common honeybee pathogens. In this case, only on wild bees, because they are biologically and genetically more similar. So we will study bumblebees and solitary bees, osmium, and also honeybees, obviously. And we also would like to test some of the common wild bee pathogen, the effect of those pathogens on
moving
honeybees.
The other way.
Yes, because the spillover is not only one way.
Exactly.
We have two way. So because we don't think that honeybees are the bad guy of the history, so we try to mitigate this competition also between beekeepers and ecologists, and because they are all in the environment, they are all important. Honeybees are managed, but they are so important for the ecosystem. So we will try to study both the side of of the scene.
Yeah. No.
And well, going further, we'll have a case study in Germany on bumblebees in honeybee mating station, in isolated mating station, to study the presence of pathogens and the spread of pathogens from beehives to bumblebee hives, bumblebee colonies. And the last one, I think, is maybe the most important, because it's on citizen science.
Exactly, involvement.
The involvement of citizens, that now it's very, very popular, and it's very helpful to collect data, but also we have two objectives. One is to collect data, asking to beekeepers, but also to the general public, to help us to collect data on abundance and diversity of wild bees, of wild pollinators, in relation to honeybee density, but also we want to increase the knowledge about both honeybees and wild pollinators. And I think it's quite important, because until now honeybees are everyone know honeybees, they are fascinating about that, but wild pollinators are not so known. There are wild bees, they are quite nice. I'm from the side of wild bees. I always studied wild bees, and they are nice, and they mostly are solitary, so they don't represent a danger. People are not afraid about that, but we have also wasps that can act as pollinator. People are afraid by wasps. Butterfly that are nice, but they're not so common, and all the others. So increasing knowledge, I think, is the first step that we have to.
So you'll kind of develop a protocol, so to say, for the citizen scientist, how to make the observations. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we will in the next month we will create a scientific protocol for the first act in the field, for the scientific monitoring. And we will use a simplified method that we will spread among citizens to help us. We can achieve the genus level, the species level in the field, but for citizens we can't ask that, so we will go to morpho groups. So the bee group, bumblebee, honeybee, wild bees, coleopter and wasps as only groups. So we will spread them through the website, our bigger website, also by.
And actually, people already can sign up now, as far as I remember.
Yeah. I presented this part on the last Congress of the Life for Pollinator project, because there are quite a lot of projects now that are working funded by Europe, as we are. That are studying pollinators and the safeguard of pollinator, and they're using citizen science to spread knowledge and to increase the knowledge about these fantastic groups. So we will use also our channel probably on Facebook, on Instagram,
everywhere,
because we want to reach more the most people we can. Also asking to the Beekeeper Association. I don't know if beekeepers will help us a lot, because they have a lot to work. They are already in the field to perform other things. So maybe the family of beekeeper or the general public can help us with that.
So do you have any idea how much time the citizen science should kind of invest into this? Is it a kind of one time do the season, or is it every day make a walk, or a transect, or I don't know, have a blog?
Well, it's not much time. You should be 15 minutes monitoring, so it's not a lot. But obviously, if you perform this more times in a year, better. But from my experience, we should have few people that will perform a lot of work, and a lot of people that perform some transit, some observation, because they are interested, but they don't work. They don't want to work really on this, but there are some aficionados. They will work a lot on this. And also, I hope we will reach a lot of people, and we can have a lot of data from them.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, your ideas, and it's so important to involve. It's also giving the public a kind of an ownership, especially the beekeepers, that they can kind of feel that they're part
Yeah.
of bee guard, and they are giving their share to what we could say this scientific actually conclusion how to cope with this in the future.
Sure.
So we need as many as possible, so to say.
Yes, and we want that beekeeper feel that we don't want that honeybees will be the bad guy of the history.
Yeah.
So it's important that maybe knowing the other pollinator, they can understand the situation. But I don't know, in Europe I'm not a lot into beekeeping, but there are a lot of beekeepers that are currently they are aware of the environment of wild pollinators, and they are green beekeepers, so they don't use chemicals, and so I think we can achieve a good.
I mean, I'm a beekeeper myself, and I try to be an environmental friendly beekeeper because I love the wild insects as well, and I'm planting and I'm putting flowers up, and really sometimes I see that I have my bee colonies there, but it's the wild insects flying in my effort on making bee plants that should be also for my honeybees. So there's a natural sharing, and so when I do something for my honeybees, I'm also doing something for the wild bees.
Usually beekeepers are quite pollinator friendly.
Yeah. So what we need to do, and what I feel is very important in your work, and I wish you the best luck for that, is that we understand each other.
Yes.
Instead of fighting against each other.
Yes, we don't have to fight because we are sharing the same environment.
Exactly.
We are playing together, so we are in the same situation.
Yes.
The benefit from one side is the benefit for the other side.
Great. That's it?
I think yes.
Thanks a lot. Nice to talk to you. Sitting here in beautiful Tallinn, and I wish you the best luck with your work.
Thank you, Fleming.
Talk to you maybe later on, maybe in a year or something like that. We make the same talk again, and
when
then
we have
will
the
see.
first result,
Exactly.
or we have something. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks you.